My name is Garna Fonsail.
Hi, my name is Kuliganya Bandilekeso.
Hi, I'm Lucas Aguera.
Hello, my name is Pierre Parrott.
And I'm working on
2 rifles, 2 revolvers, and a Maiden.
Hi, it's Pierre Parrott again. I'm the writer and director of 2 Rifles, 2 Revolvers, and a Maiden. And I'll be taking you behind the scenes of my 4th year final production for UCT. I hope you enjoy. Although being a requirement for my university, 2 Rifles, 2 Revolvers, and a Maiden was in fact a passion project. I had always wanted to do a Western set in South Africa, so I began writing. I was really inspired by a Western film about an American cowboy who travels to the Australian outback, and I thought, what would it be like to have South African cowboys? Now, the writing process was long and I went through about 8 drafts. And before we got to working with the cast, I also scored the soundtrack for the production. Now, in the first week of the production, I only had access to 2 actors. And so we worked on one of the most integral parts of the production, which was the fight choreography. We worked on it and made sure that the choreography was so refined that people would believe the struggle, aggression, and power plays between the characters involved in the fight choreography. We then had our first table read through as a full cast. Here I am, playing each cast member their soundtrack. As I said, the score had been completed long in advance, and each character had a specific sound which was unique to them. I then began assembling the set. It was important that we played with the set from the beginning, so that we could play around with the objects on stage and see what worked and what didn't work. This door, for instance, was not long for this production because it was not of the period and because it did not serve the purpose that we were looking for. I soon learned in this production that warming up was absolutely crucial. And every time we did miss a warm-up, there would be major requests from the cast that we did in fact do a warm-up because of the physical and grueling nature of the production. Now, initially the door did not work, as previously mentioned. So we tried different variations. Here, in this particular rehearsal, we have a window frame which would have been suspended from the ceiling to represent the farmhouse. Wednesdays, we'd strip back the essentials and head to our university's dance campus. There we would focus on character work, and getting exactly what the style required of the characters. We initially began with the external, trying to create the character through showing, but we soon learned that we needed to know the character's motives, the objectives, their super objectives, because that would really guide the performers to the style. Here you can see me working with what would later become our backdrop. In the initial stages, I did not use a drop sheet, I used newspapers, but I soon learned that this would make the process tedious and extremely cumbersome. As you can see from my movements, this particular evening is going to be a very long night. Along with the backdrop, the soundtrack, and of course the writing, I tried to do everything in-house. In this clip, you can see me following Hardy-Dars around on our hidden campus, trying to capture their sound. I really wanted it to be a true and original creation. Although we had worked through the fight choreography with 2 of the performers I had access to, we soon realized, as you can see in this clip, that it may have worked a little better if we had the lead character, played by Judah Davids, more involved in the fight choreography. If you watch this clip, you'll see he's playing second fiddle, his character at least. Arend is playing second fiddle to Diggory. We worked through this choreography and worked through it until we realized that it would be best for the lead to take charge in the fight sequence. This was the result. I spent a great deal of time in wardrobe and in workshop, crafting props and crafting the look of the characters for the play. Our rehearsals would begin at 7:30 in the morning, and in the evenings I'd be working on the backdrop. Here you can see the backdrop being hung in the venue. Whilst this was going on, we were also having private and individual rehearsal sessions with actors. This was to make sure that each character knew their objective, their super objective, and knew exactly what the character wanted at each moment in the play. I then continued work on the poster. Whilst work was being done on the poster, I was also working on the backdrop. There came a point where I required assistance for the backdrop. I enlisted the help of our resident sonography graduate, Cameron Moody, who was most helpful in guiding me and giving me useful tips to improve the scenic backdrop. Soon it was completed, and we moved into Tech Week. In Tech Week, we played around with lighting effects, we saw how the sound worked with the visuals, and we really began to have an idea of what the final production would look like. This is our final dress rehearsal without lecturers. After this rehearsal, I asked the performers what they thought of the process up until that point. This is what they had to say.
This process has been so much fun. Just from the get-go, Pierre is an amazing director. He does a great job at holding the space and creating a container that is positive and productive, and he really puts an effort into making sure that each person knows their goals for their character, and it's just been an excellent process, and I've never had so much fun in a production.
I have found the process really fun. Yeah, it's one of those characters that you get to just... Because I died, and spoiler alert, I can play like... Yeah, so it's nice, man. It's nice. Yeah, it's been a really fun show. I hope you enjoy it. I really do.
This process has been, I think, one of the most fun things I've ever done at the CGPS. I enjoyed every rehearsal. It was challenging, but it was also it was really, really fun. And Pierre was a wonderful director. Very caring, very he always made sure you knew what was going on, which I really loved. This was so fun, and just a very warm atmosphere, warm rehearsals. Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it.
This process has been amazing. Probably one of the best processes I've ever had. It's been so professional. It's been on time, professional. It's been fun, interesting. I feel like I'm working with people that I really admire, and it's been just so much fun. Just to come in and work with all my friends, and really and play such an interesting character, and alongside all these other interesting characters. So, I can't say enough about this production. So
Hi, I'm Devin Reed, and I'm the stage manager for the show. I'm a new addition to the team, and so far it's been amazing, and I know it's going to be amazing in the future. It's just a nice space with professional actors, a professional director, and I look forward to every single rehearsal. It's just, I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I know that this is an invaluable experience that's going to help me going forward.
I am the other stage manager of the production. I've really enjoyed working on this production. It's been really fun, very well handled, well planned, and this is the second time I've worked with Pierre, and he's just incredible. He's just so nice to work with. He's very passionate about everything he does, and that's that passion has spread across the entire cast and crew, and it's really lovely to work with everyone in this production.
When I assembled this team, I was looking for the best of the best, and that's precisely what I got. Every day has been an absolute pleasure coming in to work with them. They've challenged me in the best possible ways and pushed me to be the best creative that I can be. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Overall, it was a challenging and grueling process, with changes being made up until the final dress rehearsal. But I really think we found a team that could rely on one another, make jokes, have a good time, have fun, but still create something which was impactful and enjoyable. I really have to thank my team for coming together as they did and for giving of themselves every rehearsal and really allowing me to create my vision. Thank you very much. I've been Pierre Parrott. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy the production.